saw my last video where I have been on a small off-road ride on my 390 adventure. In this video today I am going to talk about 5 basic tips that will help you take your 390 adventure or any other motorcycle out on the trails a lot easier. I am sure if you follow these 5 basic steps, your next off-road is going to be more fun. So before we start with the 5 steps, let me quickly remove my gloves so that I'll be comfortable while explaining all the points to you. Okay. So yeah, here we go. To begin with, the first thing you need to do is always remember to deflate your both the tire before hitting the trail. So for that you can always use your key. Open this and put this over here. So this is just for demonstration. I have already reduced my tire pressure. So keeping the tire pressure low will always give you better traction off the road. So that is very helpful. But just remember, don't keep it too low. That will break your alloy or your rim. So somewhere between 17 to 22 is ideal for off-road depending on what bike you are riding. So I usually keep around 22 psi. Since I'm using the stock tire and it has been run for almost 18,000 kilometers now, reducing the tire pressure has always helped me and it gives you better traction off the road. So that is something you should do before hitting the trail. And this can be done on all the bikes. So no matter if you are using alloy wheels or spoke wheel, always remember to inflate the tire when you are back on the tarmac road. Going on to the next thing is all the electronics that your bike comes with. So the 390 Adventure comes with traction control and ABS. You need to turn both them off so that you can enjoy it a lot better. So for that you go to settings, motorcycle, ABS, off-road mode, then come back MTC. You need to keep it pressed for some time. Release the button and yeah, the MTC is off. Keeping both this feature off will definitely help you on off-road, while the ABS off will let you do this, and the MTC, which is traction control, off will let you do this. The next important thing is to learn how to stand and ride. Standing and riding is always important while off-roading because when you are standing on the bike, you can move forward, you can move backward, and that way you can maintain the balance of your bike with your body weight. So learn how to stand and ride. I know it is very difficult for starter, but once you get used to it, it is easier than sitting on the bike. Sitting on the bike while off-roading is not a ideal position because as you are approaching a jump and you are sitting on the bike, the chances are more that your bike will throw you off. When you are standing, you can control your bike with your body weight, so you can move forward, you can move backward. Whereas if you see on a lot of the trending WhatsApp videos and Instagram videos where you see a rider approaching a jump and falling off, that is because if you notice, he's approaching the jump and sitting on the bike at the same time. So you should never approach a jump while sitting. You should always approach a jump when you are standing. Coming to the next point is the sprocket kit. Well, it is very important to keep the sprocket well maintained, and for that you need to check if it is properly tightened and well lubed. I'll recommend you to wash your bike properly after the trails and use proper chain loop. I usually use Putolin DX1, which is good for off-road. Make sure to clean your chain after every off-road ride. I have been very lazy to clean it after my yesterday's off-road ride, so right now it is not clean, but I'll definitely do it by tomorrow. So coming to the next point, which is something very important and most of us miss out on it, is always travel light. Well, I was someone who used to travel with my panniers, and I used to think that carrying all my stuff with me is very important. But as I grown my experience in off-roading, I learned that traveling light is so much important, and especially when you're off-roading. So now I usually carry my Krega R20. It's a backpack with hydration and it can carry up to 3 liters of water, and plus carries all my other stuff, for example action cameras, my raincoat, and some small tools. When the ride is little longer or I have to carry more stuff, I carry a Rhinox Expedition trail bag over here, uh, which is stormproof, and it's a universal tail bag, so that can go on my Impulse or any other bike which I am riding. So I have quit using the panniers because more the weight on the bike, it gets more difficult for you to control your bike on off-road. So I suggest to carry just a backpack or a tail bag or tank bag which you are comfortable with, but always remember to travel as light as possible when you're off-roading. I hope you like the video, and if any of this tip will help you on your next off-road ride, I'll be as happy as you are when you're off-roading. So if you like the video, please give it a big fat thumbs up. I'll be making more such content on how to tips and trick and exploring trails for you. So subscribe to my channel. It's Ride on Impulse. I'm also there on Instagram as Ride on Impulse. Till then, ride safe, ride hard, wear your riding gears, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.